Hi, I'm Viv Grant. I'm a former head teacher and now an executive coach and director of Integrity Coaching. And I'm going to take a few moments to talk to you about the fantastic initiative that is Teach Your 5 a Day, and in particular, 2 of the key principles behind it. Now, the first principle I'm going to talk about is to do with connection, and it's to do with relationships. And I'd just like you to take a moment just to pause and just to have a look at this picture and ask yourself, what does connections, relationships have to do with this state of being? Because you know, if you're a teacher, you're a school leader, this way of being can feel very, very familiar. Always struggling to keep your head above water in order to meet the many pressing demands that are around you. Now, we know as individuals that it's very often relationships that we turn to when we're feeling desperate, when we're feeling like we're about to sink. So it's no wonder that connection is a key principle behind Teach Your 5 a Day, and that connection is all to do with relationships. So just take a look at this picture here and ask yourself, to what degree do high trust relationships enable you to get over that sinking feeling? Because what high trust relationships should do, they should help you form a connection, a very deep connection with you, your core purpose and what you're about. They should help you feel motivated, they should help you feel empowered, and they should help you find ways to take greater control of your situation and of yourself. So think connection, think relationships, think how are they supporting me to be my best self. And the second key principle behind Teach Your 5 a Day, well, it's not the second one behind Teach Your 5 a Day, but it's the second one that I'd like to talk to you about, is around taking notice. And I think that it's a fundamental one. Why? Because it's about looking up. It's about appreciation. It's about causing us to really just change our line of focus. And as a coach, I see it as being crucially important because very often in education, what we find is that we take notice of the critical. We focus too much on the negative. And when we do so, we find ourselves caught up in a negative way of thinking. And it's a cycle of thoughts that go round and round and round in our heads. And taking notice of just the negative is detrimental to our mental well-being as well as our emotional well-being. So I want to encourage you not to take undue notice of the negative, but to really take notice of the positive. Take notice of that smile. Take notice of that positive feedback. Take notice of the encouraging comments that are made. And gradually over time, you will see that as you change and as you consciously decide, yep, I'm going to focus on the good, that has a positive impact on your mental and emotional well-being. Because what you find happens is that you train your brain to think in a different way. And I like to think of it as you enable yourself to set your worries, you set your thoughts free, and you enable yourself to think with clarity, and therefore you enable yourself to take actions that are truly aligned to who you are and how you wish to show up as an educator. So if you're not already involved with the Teach Your 5 a Day initiative, then I'm going to really encourage you to go ahead and get involved. Get involved with the conversation on Twitter, because you will find that you will make the most wonderful connections. Connections that really will enable you to look at well-being, to look at it in the round, and you'll see how by having that focus on well-being, as well as the role that you have in your classroom or leading your school, will help you to lead, will help you to teach in a much more holistic way that is beneficial to you, the pupils in your school, your colleagues, and just as importantly, your loved ones as well.